chosen one, awaken in this very moment. For I am calling you out of the fog of exhaustion, disappointment, and the thoughts that have made you believe your present circumstances will last forever. I, Michael, have not come to frighten you, nor to hold you here through threats that everything good will disappear if you leave. I come like a bell, ringing through the stillness of early morning, reminding you that you have slept too long inside resignation. Some forms of sleep do not happen when the eyes are closed. They begin when you stop expecting anything, when you accept what hurts you as though no other choice exists, and when you repeat the same day over and over without believing you can change direction. Today, I gently shake your shoulders and tell you to rise, because your story does not end where you are standing now. I know uncertainty has covered your mind for a long time. You have had so much to resolve that you no longer knew where to begin. Financial pressure, instability at work, unclear relationships, and accumulated exhaustion caused you to move through life like someone walking in fog. You still did what needed to be done, answered when others called, and tried to appear well. But inside you gradually forgot what it felt like to live with genuine hope. You did not completely give up, but neither did you dare to expect anything great. You told yourself to be satisfied with what you had, while deep inside, you knew an important part of you was being buried beneath fear of failure. I do not condemn you for this. You endured too many cycles of hoping and being disappointed, so you learned not to expect anything in order to protect yourself. Yet, that protection has now become a wall, preventing you from seeing a new door. The bell I am ringing is not announcing disaster. It is reminding you that the season of postponing yourself must end. Certain things have remained within you for a long time. A plan you never began, a skill you wanted to learn, a decision you knew you needed to make, a conversation you continued avoiding, or an environment you needed to leave. Every time the thought returned, you told yourself that you would do it tomorrow. When you felt stronger, had more money, were better understood, or when everything became more favorable. But, my child, perfect conditions are rarely the requirement for a beginning. Many great transformations begin while you are still afraid, while resources are incomplete, and while the entire road is not yet visible. Awakening means realizing that you do not need to wait for a perfect sign before taking the step your conscience has already been urging you to take. In the early morning, while many people were still sleeping, I saw hearts that no longer expected anything. They were not asleep in their beds, but within limitations built by former failures. Some were rejected once and never dared to apply again. Some were betrayed and stopped believing they deserved a healthy relationship. Some lost money and became afraid to begin any new plan. Some heard so much criticism that they began using other people's voices to speak to themselves every day. I saw you among them, yet I also saw a spark within you that had never gone out, even though you reduced your expectations. A hidden part of you still knew that life could become wider. That is the part hearing me today. That is the part that kept you moving when everything outside told you to lie down. What is about to change may not arrive like thunder shaking the whole world. The sudden shift may begin in the moment when you see clearly what must be done and stop postponing it. One phone call may open an opportunity. One firm refusal may end a cycle of harm. One application sent may lead you toward a new job. One decision to care for your health may change the energy of the months ahead. One honest conversation may save a relationship, or reveal that it is time to close it. Do not wait only for a miracle from outside, while the miracle of courage is awakening within you. I may open the road, but you must lift your feet. I may bring light, but you must be willing to look at the truth. You were once dismissed, underestimated, and treated as though you would never go far. Some people saw only one season of failure and believed they understood your entire identity. Some remembered your moments of weakness, but did not know how many times you quietly lifted yourself again. Some laughed at your dreams because they could see only the limits within themselves. I do not want you to spend your life proving them wrong. When you live only to make your doubters regret what they said, you still allow them to control your path. Move forward, not so that they become silent, but because you have spent too long failing to live according to the ability placed within you. The most beautiful transformation is not when others are amazed by your achievements, but when you no longer need their reaction to know that you possess value. During the next 21 days, regard this as a period of awakening and bringing your life back into order. Do not merely count the days while waiting for circumstances to change by themselves. Each day, remove one thing that is making your mind heavy. You may begin by organizing your living space, reviewing your expenses, completing a delayed task, or limiting the time you give to distractions. Take time to care for your health, eat regularly, move your body, and sleep sufficiently, because an alert mind needs the support of an ordered life. Review the relationships around you, who encourages you to live uprightly, who appears only to take, who respects boundaries, and who continually causes you to doubt yourself. Not everyone needs to be removed, but each person needs to be placed at an appropriate distance. During this period, you must also look at your finances with clear eyes. If you desire change, do not speak only about abundance, while ignoring how you use what you already have. Record your income and expenses. Stop making decisions from emotion, and remain cautious before offers promising excessively fast profit. Awakening does not mean believing everything labeled a miracle. It also means knowing what has a foundation and what is only an illusion. A good opportunity will permit examination, questions, and careful thought. It will not force you to act because you fear missing out. I do not lead you into chaos and call it blessing. What is suitable may require effort, but it will still carry clarity and peace. Concerning your health, do not ignore practical signals from your body merely because you hope everything will disappear by itself. I want you to pray, but I also want you to seek appropriate support when needed. Rest is not weakness. Admitting that you have become exhausted is not failure. Some changes will begin when you stop treating yourself like a machine that must work without pause. Care for yourself with the same gentleness you so often offer others. You cannot continue supporting everyone when you have become empty within. Your restoration will not only make you healthier, it will also change the atmosphere within your family and the way you make decisions. Regarding relationships, this season of awakening will cause many things to become clear. Someone who truly loves you will not require you to diminish yourself so they can feel secure. Someone who respects you will not use silence, anger, or guilt to control your choices. Stop calling instability passion, unlimited endurance loyalty, and fear of loneliness love. Some connections will heal when you change the way you communicate. Other connections will naturally leave when you stop accepting less than your dignity. Do not panic before this purification. The emptiness left after separation may become the place where something healthier is built. You will also begin seeing your purpose more clearly. That purpose does not necessarily mean a famous position or a role that causes everyone to admire you. It may be found in the way you raise your family, perform your work with integrity, use your abilities to solve a problem, or support people passing through something you once endured. Do not wait for thousands of people to notice before believing that your work has meaning. One timely sentence may change someone's day. One honest decision may protect an entire group. One peaceful presence may help someone in confusion recover direction. When you live according to pure values, your purpose will gradually become clearer through small steps. I, Michael, am ringing this bell not so that you will run in fear, but so that you will rise in courage. The next 21 days may become a milestone if you use them to act, make adjustments, and remain faithful to what you have recognized. Those who doubted you may notice the change, but that is not the greatest reward. The reward is that you will look at yourself and no longer recognize the person who once lived in resignation. You will see someone who knows how to establish boundaries, manage life, care for themselves, fulfill responsibilities, and stop asking fear for permission. Before every step awaken, my beloved. Shake off the sleep of inferiority, delay, and the belief that everything has already been decided. Your present circumstances are one chapter, not the entire book. I do not promise that every problem will disappear in one night. But I remind you that one decision made in one night can begin changing many years ahead. Let today become the day you stop waiting for recognition, stop treating the past as prophecy, and stop delaying the good thing you can begin. I will walk beside you in every upright step, guard you from haste, and lead you out of the fog. The bell has rung, dawn is approaching, and now is the time to open your eyes and recognize that the door to your future was never as firmly locked as you believed. You did not come to these words merely because of an accidental click. Deep within, you sensed that you needed to awaken from a life of endurance and begin seeing the new season opening before you. There is a great difference between touching a message by chance and recognizing that certain words are calling the exact name of the exhaustion, questions, and hope you kept hidden. I do not want you to turn every coincidence into a sign that causes confusion. But neither do I want you to reject moments of clarity, merely because disappointment has become familiar. Today, what needs to awaken is not curiosity about something mysterious, but your ability to believe that your life can still change direction, that the difficult years are not the final sentence, and that you are not required to live forever, merely trying to survive each day. You may have repeatedly seen the number 555 and wondered what it was meant to say. Do not allow a number to control your decisions, but you may regard it as a symbol reminding you of grace, change, and the invitation to leave old patterns. When a sign appears repeatedly, its greatest value is not in predicting exactly what will happen, but in the question it awakens within you. What are you being invited to change now? Perhaps you need to change the way you speak about the future, manage money, choose companions, or view yourself. Transformation does not always begin with a great event. Often, it begins with one very small decision. You stop calling lack your destiny. Stop believing every good opportunity belongs to someone else, and stop allowing fear to write the outcome before you truly begin. If you want to declare that you have awakened, let those words exist not only on your lips or in a comment, Let them appear in the way you live from this day onward. An awakened person no longer allows old thoughts to manipulate them in the dark. Such a person recognizes when they are reacting from fear, spending money to fill emptiness, or delaying an important step because they do not believe they are capable enough. True awakening is not one exciting moment that quickly fades. It is the steady decision to return to clarity. During the next 21 days, instead of only waiting for an external sign, use that time to observe your habits, record opportunities, review your goals, and recognize what is wearing your life down. A new season becomes meaningful only when you enter it through new actions. The first warning: I want to give you concerns finances. You have become too accustomed to looking at money through the eyes of someone running from lack. Whenever you think about the next month, your mind immediately counts bills, responsibilities, debts, and unmet needs. You awaken worried about how you will manage, then go to sleep feeling that you still have not done enough. While focusing completely on survival, you may no longer notice possibility beginning to grow. A skill that could become income, a professional relationship that needs care, suitable additional work, an expense that can be adjusted, or an idea that has returned many times, but has never been seriously considered. Provision does not always enter your life as an unexpected gift. Sometimes it comes through wisdom that helps you recognize what you already possess, and courage that enables you to use it differently. A scarcity mindset lulled you to sleep through statements that appeared realistic. I will always struggle like this. I do not have the foundation others have. It is too late for me to begin, or it is enough just to survive this month. Repeated over time, those words reduced your vision, caused you to reject opportunities before examining them, and made you accept circumstances beneath your true value because you feared losing the little you had. I am not asking you to deny difficulty or act recklessly. I want you to change the starting point of your thoughts. Instead of asking only how to survive, begin asking how to build. Instead of counting only what is missing, recognize what can be developed. Instead of seeing debt as a shadow that will follow you forever, create a step-by-step plan to address it. When your mind awakens, you will realize that abundance does not begin with a large number in your account. It begins with order, discipline, and the ability to see possibility where you once saw only limitation. There may be forms of provision you have never imagined, but you need awareness to distinguish genuine opportunities from unrealistic promises. Money may come from labor that has not yet been recognized, a delayed promotion, a new contract, a refund, a business idea developed properly, or a connection that opens a broader environment. Freedom may also come through reduced expenses, restructured debt, a new skill increasing the value of your work, or the decision to stop investing in what repeatedly produces loss. Do not despise such small changes. Years of stability may be built from one simple habit that begins today. A small but consistent saving, one bill managed well, one skill developed steadily, and one professional relationship nurtured with integrity may all become larger doors later. I know you want to hear that money has been released in your name and that every difficulty will disappear immediately. But I love you enough to say that a blessing is not a promise that should make you stop thinking. When an opportunity comes, examine it carefully. When someone invites you to invest, look at the evidence. When there is an agreement, read every term. When an idea appears, test it through a small step instead of risking everything through temporary emotion. Good guidance will not pressure you through fear of missing out. It will help you become clearer, more responsible, and more peaceful. What is truly given to you will not require you to exchange safety, dignity, or wisdom in order to possess it. Prepare yourself also for new ideas entering your mind. Do not immediately dismiss them, merely because they differ from the old road. You may recognize an ability you once overlooked, a field in which you need further learning, or a way to serve others that you never imagined could become your work. Record those ideas, research them, ask experienced people, and begin with what is within your reach. Some doors do not open before someone who only waits. They open when you approach with preparation. Abundance may come through a connection, but you still need to build credibility. It may come through an opportunity, but you still need the ability to carry it. It may come through promotion, but you still need to learn leadership without losing humility. If there is an inheritance or legal entitlement connected to you, approach it through clarity rather than speculation. Examine the documents, speak with responsible people, and seek professional advice when necessary. If you are waiting for a payment, follow up politely but firmly. If a business has potential, build systems instead of relying only on hope. I do not want you to confuse trust with passivity. Healthy faith always produces orderly action. It helps you rise and do what needs to be done without panic, while guarding your heart from greed and haste. During the next 21 days, regard this as a period for reorganizing your financial foundation. Each day, spend a short time recording income, expenses, debt, goals, and one specific action you can take. Cancel subscriptions you no longer use, complete unfinished work, submit the applications that need to be sent, ask about opportunities you once feared, and devote time to developing your skills. You do not need to change everything in one night. What I seek within you is faithfulness in small steps. That consistency will break a scarcity mindset more powerfully than any loud declaration. Trust that provision has begun operating first, through the change in how you see, choose, and act. When fear no longer paralyzes you, opportunities that once seemed invisible will become clearer. When you stop wasting money and time trying to impress others, resources will be preserved for what has meaning. When you dare to leave a place that does not compensate you fairly, you create space for a better environment. When you learn contentment while still daring to grow, abundance will not make you proud, but will give you the ability to support your family and plant goodness in the lives of others. I am beside you to awaken faith, but I also want to keep you in wisdom. You are not destined to struggle forever. Yet a new future requires a new way of living. Say that you have awakened, then demonstrate it by leaving delay, reorganizing your finances, recognizing opportunities, and walking responsibly. Transformation is not merely approaching. It began in the moment when you stopped agreeing with the old story about yourself. From this day forward, you will no longer count only what is missing. You will recognize what you have, develop what has been entrusted, preserve what you earn, and open your heart to roads that fear once prevented you from seeing. My beloved, a small crack left neglected can spread until it damages the entire frame. So now is the time to look gently at the place that needs healing before it becomes a greater burden. Behind that frame lies not only what you once prayed for, but also a more peaceful life, a family reunited through understanding, a marriage learning how to speak after months of distance, a financial road built through wisdom, health being cared for properly, and a loved one finding the path of light again after a season of wandering. I am not saying that all of this disappears merely because you once stumbled. Neither do I want you to see your mistakes as an unchangeable sentence. I want you to stop denying the crack while still expecting the window to remain whole. Have the courage to recognize what needs repair, because honest acknowledgement does not diminish you. It begins restoration. You passed through a test and may not have acted in the way you had hoped. You reacted in anger, delayed something important, returned to an old habit, or allowed fear to make you miss a good opportunity. Perhaps you broke your word, hurt someone, or treated yourself too harshly. But failing in one moment does not mean your entire identity is failure. You are not called to remain beneath guilt and continually punish yourself for a choice already made. Shame repeatedly says that you are unworthy, while genuine repentance asks what can be repaired today. If you were wrong, admit it without making excuses. If you can make amends, do so sincerely. If a pattern needs to change, begin through one small but specific step. What I desire within you is not flawless perfection, but a heart that knows how to return to truth. After recognizing it has gone in the wrong direction, there was a time when you believed the book of your future had closed beneath the weight of disappointment. Rejection made you think you had no opportunities left, and years of delay made you believe the good portion had been given to someone else. You looked at former mistakes and concluded that you had destroyed what was once prepared. But I tell you with compassion that your story has not ended. Your name has not been erased from hope, because you passed through a season of weakness. When you nearly abandoned yourself, mercy continued, saying that you could begin again. A new opportunity is not permission to repeat old errors without responsibility. It is an invitation to apply what you have learned and move with greater maturity. I have not come to condemn you, but to remind you to lift your head, face the truth, and choose another road. With the wisdom pain has taught you, you were preserved before you could understand where life would take you. Yet recently, you began living as though you possessed nothing of special value. You allowed the comments around you to overwhelm the upright voice within. You measured your dignity by whether others recognized you, then made your dreams smaller when you encountered doubtful eyes. At times, you forgot that your difference was not something for which you needed to apologize. You tried to fit into places that were never truly suitable and accepted treatment beneath what you deserved merely to avoid being left behind. Remember that when you treat yourself with contempt, you easily give others permission to treat you carelessly. I want you to learn to see yourself with respect, not with self-worship or pride, but without trampling upon the abilities, qualities, and good desires placed within you. If you could see what is being prepared during this year, you would understand why healing must come before you receive more. These things may include a new opportunity, a suitable partnership, greater financial stability, a restored relationship, or strength to complete work you once abandoned. Yet a blessing is not merely something that makes you feel comfortable. It often comes with responsibility, discipline, and mature decisions. An open financial door will require management. A restored relationship will require both sides to learn listening and change. A higher position will require humility. Genuine healing will invite you to change habits that have weakened you. Therefore, I am not only preparing the gift, I am also preparing you to preserve it without losing peace or character. Do not live in panic that your light is about to go out, or that what is meant for you will be given to someone else unless you move quickly enough. I do not guide you through threats. What is truly meant for you is not so fragile that it disappears because you need a moment to consider. No one else can carry the crown of responsibility shaped for your unique journey, because they did not endure the lessons that formed you. Yet this does not mean you may delay forever. The door remains open, but you must walk through your own choice. The opportunity remains, but you must prepare to receive it. Your light still exists, but you need to stop covering it with inferiority, laziness, or relationships that continually make you forget your worth. No one can take your portion as easily as you can surrender it before beginning. I saw you carry pain in silence, bear responsibilities that were not entirely yours, and try to rescue everyone until you forgot to care for yourself. You accepted blame for people who refused to reflect, apologized merely to keep a relationship calm, and quietly endured because you feared the truth would make everything fall apart. But what is preserved through false silence is not peace. It is only hidden tension. You are not responsible for pleasing everyone by betraying your legitimate needs. You can love without carrying the consequences belonging to someone else. You can support without allowing yourself to be emptied. You can forgive while still maintaining necessary distance. When you put down burdens that do not belong to you, you are not selfish. You are simply restoring order to a life that has remained disordered for too long.